Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. In today's pick a card reading, we're asking Spirit what's happening in the next 3 months. So this is going to be a timeless reading. Whenever you find it, it's going to be applicable for the next 3 months. So if you're finding this when I post it in September, this reading will be applicable for the months of October, November, and December. So pause the video if you need more time, and the timestamps will be in the comment section below. Hey Pawan, if you chose this beautiful brown piece of paper here, this is going to be your reading. Before we dive into the tarot, let's have a look at your oracle cards. Okay, so the first card you got here is this one that says Higher Power. My loves, I'm almost feeling like in the next 3 months, you're going to feel really guided by a presence bigger than yourself. You're going to feel like you're being given instructions on what to do or where to go next very clearly, although you may not have envisioned your life being this way in the past. It's like you have this very conscious contact with a higher power, with the divine, and you have like this partnership with spirit, and you're just getting very clear intuitive downloads, maybe through synchronicities, through your dreams. You're just getting all these hunches and nudges on what to do next or where to go next. There's this strong sense, this strong feeling of there is a plan for you. You know that you're meant to go somewhere, even though consciously you may not exactly know where that is, but you know that there's a much bigger plan for you that's laid out by spirit, that you have a bigger purpose in this world. And in the next 3 months, you're starting to see how that's unfolding, because you're going to find yourself doing things that perhaps you didn't anticipate that you would do, or going down a path you just didn't envision before. Perhaps you've had your life planned out in a certain way. You figured that this is what I'm going to do, this is how things are going to go, and all of a sudden you're getting all these ideas of doing something completely different. Or perhaps it's not even that different, right? But maybe there were things that you were noticing before, but you never really felt called to take action in that direction. Maybe you've always seen people creating content online, and you might have just thought that, oh yeah, that's cool, but not for me. But then suddenly you feel this deep nudge, this deep sense of knowing that you have to create your own content, that you have to put your ideas out there. Well, that's just an example, but that's some that's kind of like how I see it in my mind. Yeah, and I'm also sensing like you might be seeing a lot of synchronicities, maybe repeating numbers, or you might even see things in your dreams, or you might just be getting confirmation that you're on this right path, you're doing the right thing. And I see you having so much more faith in a higher power, or in spirit, in a divine being, that you are being led somewhere great, somewhere amazing, even if you don't exactly know what the future holds for you. There's this strong sense of trust and the willingness to move in the direction that you're feeling called to. Okay, let's see your other card. Now we have the card Divergence here. And ooh, I love how this pairs so well with what I've been telling you. With Divergence, it's possible that you might feel called to a path that perhaps you either didn't see before, or a path that seems a bit different from where you've been heading all this while. And with a higher power as well, perhaps you're taking a path that is more spiritual in nature, or that you're finding a purpose greater, or a purpose beyond yourself. Perhaps it is likely that you may have, I think we all get stuck in a bit of the rat race, the survival, getting by life, doing the day-to-day necessities, getting our responsibilities in check. And while all of that is great, sometimes we get so lost in that survival kind of state that we don't even have time to think about a greater purpose. We don't even have the privilege of thinking about how we can serve or what we're meant to do here in this lifetime. But I think you, my loves, pile one, you're definitely stepping into this place where you're going beyond the day to day. You're going beyond the survival. I think you're connecting to a deeper sense of purpose, a soul's purpose, which makes me feel, which makes me also feel like you might have your basic needs met, right? Like there's something that's happening that is getting you out of a survival state, or perhaps you've already been out of a survival state for a while now, because you're able to think of things much larger than yourself. You're able to think about co-creating with the universe and building something that goes beyond what serves me, you know, something that goes beyond, oh, how can I be rich or happy, or not that those things don't matter, but I think when you start acting in a place of purpose and serving a higher calling, oftentimes the basic things get sorted out for you. So with the divergence card here, it is very likely that in the next 3 months you might be feeling the need to go down a path a little different from where you've been going. Perhaps this has already happened for you and you're just further diverging into that path, um, or you're just beginning to see signs that, hey, your heart calls you elsewhere, or your soul is calling you elsewhere. And for some, obviously, this might be a bit more drastic changes, like perhaps you're feeling called down a certain career path, or you're feeling the need to switch jobs. But for others, maybe it's a bit smaller. You're going to start seeing it in smaller bits, like you no longer resonate with certain people and you find yourself distancing from them, or you no longer feel inspired with a certain pursuit that you've been following for a while and you feel the need to go somewhere else. So if this sounds like your situation, let's get into your tarot now. And we're going to be looking at your 3 months in a 3 month breakdown. So we're going to be looking at month 1, month 2, and then month 3. So that's going to resonate from whenever you are watching this. All right, pile 1. What's happening in month 1 for pile 1, Spirit? What's happening in month 1 for pile 1, Spirit? Okay. What's happening in month 2 for pile 1? Oh, okay. I was planning on opening this one by one, but that's good too. Spirit, what's happening in month 3 for pile 1, Spirit? All right. Let's just get in a little extra oracle cards for you. What's happening in month 2 for pile 1, Spirit? What's happening in month 3 for pile 1, Spirit? Okay, let me just make sure that everything is in the frame. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at your month 1, pile 1. Ugh, but month 1, pile 1 feels like such a tongue twister. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords in month 1, with the Oracle card that says Moon Memories, the Past. Okay, hi pile 1. Sorry about that. The video got cut out for a bit. All right, so for month 1, we have the Knight of Swords with Moon Memories of the Past. What I get with this past card always reminds me of, well, the past. But it talks about conditioning, the things we learned from childhood or our experiences. It talks about how the past shapes our view of today. So, especially when you've had negative beliefs like I'm not good enough. Well, newsflash, you are. Please don't ever think that you're not enough. And if you think that money is hard to get or there's not enough to go around for everyone, and then that's how you view the world today. But with the Knight of Swords coming out here, I think in month one, you're going to be proving yourself that all of these limiting beliefs, all of these conditioned beliefs are no longer relevant for you. And with the Knight of Swords, it's a very action oriented card too. So you're not just changing your internal beliefs. I see you actually taking action to prove that your beliefs are wrong. You're no, like, for instance, if you've had the belief that you were not good enough, you're no longer acting from that place, you're changing it. If you normally would have felt like, oh, I'm not going to apply for that job because I don't think I'm enough for it, in month one, you're different. You're going to do it because you're not just changing your inner beliefs, but you're feeling called to take action as well. I feel like a lot of it, like, you've done your part, you've done the inner work, and now it's like the universe or spirit is doing their part. They're helping you and they're giving you this boost of confidence. And it's a really quick moving energy too, right? You're not going to. Oh, here's a really good example. So, you know how when people often have underlying self-worth issues or self-image issues and they don't view themselves in a very good light, taking action can be very difficult. So, like, procrastination might be a thing that they experience a lot or they indulge in, right? I know I have to do that, but I'm not going to do it now. It can wait. I think in month one, none of that is going to be applicable for you. You're going to decide that you want something and then you're going to just move towards it really quickly. It's going to be like, oh, thought, plan, action, thought, plan, action. And I see you moving past a lot of like your past habits, your past limiting beliefs. So perhaps you used to say that I should join the gym, and then you keep saying that, and then it has been 6 months and you haven't joined the gym. But now it's like you're making that plan. Like, oh, I'm going to join the gym. And then within 1 week, you've researched the gym, you've signed up for a membership, and you're going on your first day to the gym. Like, things are moving really quickly towards you, but you're also moving really quickly towards those things. I feel like the things that have been holding you back, or the feeling of like, oh, I can't do it, that sense of resistance that you've experienced perhaps prior, it's leaving. You're having like, I'm also sensing like you feel supported by a higher power, and you're feeling like things are easier for you. Like, it's easier for you to take aligned action, it's easier for you to act on that idea. Or you're just going to decide like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy today, and you're going to go to the grocery store, you're going to get your groceries, and you're going to eat healthy. And I feel like it's such a quick moving energy, like things that you've tried to overcome for so long, but you've been stuck, you've been procrastinating, no longer feels like it's holding you back anymore. All of a sudden, it feels like you have this ability to just make decisions and act on them swiftly. And it's going to make you feel like you're progressing a lot faster in life. Like, oh, what I couldn't do for 10 years, now I'm doing it in a month. The progress that you're going to be making in a short period of time is going to look like it's so much more than you've been able to do for years even. All right, so let's have a look at month two. Ah, beautiful. Ooh, month two looks so beautiful for you. It looks so abundant. I almost want to say that the action that you're taking in month one is going to lead to very quick results, very beautiful results that you will start noticing in month two. So with the Enchanted card, it's a feeling of like magic and bliss. And although there's an element of unknown to it, it's a feeling of everything is so good. It's a feeling of being blessed, feeling like we're so special, feeling like we're so guided, feeling like we have this connection with source, with a higher power. And I think it being paired with the Nine of Pentacles tells me that it's a good balance of like magic and beauty, and as well as practicality and groundedness. I think in month 2, you're starting to feel so abundant, so blessed. Like everything you've been working on, it's paying off. You're seeing the results. You're seeing the results. You're seeing how that when you follow your soul's calling or when you follow your intuitive nudges, things actually turn out really, really well for you. And with the Nine of Pentacles, I think you could be feeling a lot more stable within yourself. You could be feeling a lot more stable in your finances, in your financial situation. So if that has been a concern, I think in month 2, you're getting into a place where you feel just so confident. You feel so secure, more secure than you did previously. You're feeling very independent. You feel like you have things together. I got it. I got my life together. And it's also this feeling of being blessed. It's like, I know I'm independent and I'm doing all of these things, great things, but at the same time, I'm feeling like we're supported by the universe. We're supported by a higher power. It's like we're not exactly in this alone. And I think in month 2, it's also solidifying the sort of connection you have with spirit, in the sense that you're feeling so strongly now that when you act in alignment with your soul's calling, the rewards that come out of it is so beautiful. It's so abundant. And obviously, it's not always about the rewards, but I think it's changing a lot of your perspective of, if you've wanted things to play out a certain way, if you've had a very fixed perception of how you wanted your life to look, you're coming to realize in month 2 that perhaps, the universe has a much, much bigger plan for you that you cannot see, or you could not see, but you perhaps still can't see the full picture of it. But I think your faith in the universe is strengthening, because the work that you've been doing in the unknown, you're just, what feels like you're blindly following your intuition, it's making you realize that it was actually leading you to all the right places, right? And I think in month 2, you're a lot stronger, you're a lot more confident in following the path of the unknown. This Moonlight card looks so dark. It's like we don't know what's on the other side. But I think you're seeing enough evidence in the 3D world for you to further solidify your beliefs in your own intuition. And you're just coming into a place of so much comfort and ease. And it's a continuation of month 1 as well. So taking action towards where you're feeling called to just seems to be easier. And in month 2, you're definitely sort of reaping the rewards for the work you've done prior to this. You're finally seeing results of all the hard work that you've done. Okay, so let's have a look at month 3. Ooh, we have the King of Wands with a card here that says Healing Moon, Seek Healing. By the way, I love how all of your tarot cards are upright, just so that you know there were reversals in the deck. Okay, so with the King of Wands and the Healing Moon, it makes me feel like, I don't know if you're going through another, I don't see it as you going through another period of intense healing. I think healing work is genuinely just something that is continuous in our lives, right? It's not a, oh, let me fix myself, I'm healed, great, now I can have good things. I think it's just one of those things that we do consistently for as long as we live in this 3D form, right? But what I'm wondering if in month 3, you're seeing a lot of, number one, you're seeing a lot of results from the healing work you've done, whatever that has been for you, maybe inner child healing, you've been doing therapy, you've been working on your body, you've been working on your mindset, you've been doing some sort of energy work even. And I feel like the results of those work that you've been doing is really showing, in the sense, it's really showing in your confidence, it's really showing in your ability to take charge. You're feeling a lot more passionate, you're feeling a lot more inclined to do things. So I'm sensing, like, especially if you felt like low energy, unmotivated, not having the desire to do more, I think you're realizing a lot of it came from maybe a more wounded place because you didn't feel worthy of doing more, you didn't feel worthy of asking for more. And I'm almost sensing that in month 3, you've overcome so much of that, and you're stepping into this very new version of yourself that is very capable of taking action. And I can see that continuation from month 1, right? But in month 3, we're so confident. Like, we're coming into this place where we feel like, if I want it, I can do it. If I want something, I can get it. So that sense of like sacral chakra healing for some of you as well is not only are we able to take action in the directions that we want, but we're also enjoying it. It doesn't feel forced anymore. We're coming into this place where we feel so, I'm doing things because I love doing them. I love life. I've got so much more enthusiasm for life, and perhaps a deeper enthusiasm for bettering oneself as well, right? The feeling of excitement to heal oneself, but not in a way that is, I am broken, therefore I need to be fixed, but more so in a, I deserve the best, so I'm going to always work on myself to be better because I deserve to live a life that is joyful, a life that is filled with passion, a life that I'm not scared of. You know that feeling of living in life through fear? A lot of us live in that state that we don't even realize it. Like, oh my God, like, we have fear of transitions. We have fear when we're switching to a new job. We have fear when we're getting into a new relationship, or we have fear that we may never get into another relationship. Like, our whole lives are clouded by that sort of fear. And the things that feel like it's supposed to be simple, um, for some reason doesn't feel simple for us. So if that has been your situation, I'm sending you so much love, first of all. But I think you're overcoming a lot of that. And in overcoming a lot of your fears, you find yourself in a position where you're able to experience more joy, experience more fun and excitement in ways that you didn't think was possible before. Because certain feelings, I guess they cannot be described. You wouldn't know what it feels like until you experience it. And I think you're stepping into this place where you can experience that kind of joy, and you can experience that sort of excitement and fun. And I think in the next 3 months, your life seems to be going in an upward trajectory. It's getting better. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're beyond the 3 months, like the next 6 months or even a year, you might just be elevating yourself consistently. That's not to say that we don't experience setbacks. I think everybody does, right? But you've already stepped into a place where your life is getting better. It's like you're on your up game. And because you're trusting this higher power, because you're trusting your intuition, because you're trusting that you have to make certain decisions even if you don't know where it's going, I think it's bringing you to a place that is so much more beautiful than the life that you envisioned for yourself prior. And this has been such a beautiful reading, Pawan. So I'm going to leave you guys here. If you resonated with this video, feel free to like, comment, share this video, or subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. If you chose this beautiful red piece of paper here, this is going to be your reading for what's happening in the next 3 months. So before we step into the tarot, let's have a look at your oracle cards first. We have the card that says Y, and the number is 31, if that's significant to you. And then we have this card, Resolve. Now with the card Y, I'm getting a strong sense of purpose and intention. And it makes me wonder if the next 3 months, you're going to be so intentional with all of your movements. You're going to be focused on, there's a motivation behind everything you do. There's a reason behind everything you do. You're no longer coming from a place of being on autopilot. You're also no longer doing things just for the sake of doing them. I think you're starting to question a lot of the things you do in your daily life, like your habits or the people you involve yourself with, or even what you do for a living. If you're doing a certain job or you're hanging out with a certain group of people, I see you asking yourself, why? What do I like about the situation? How does the situation benefit me? Where do I see this going in the long term? You're asking yourself all the very important questions. And I think you're coming to connect with your more authentic self, and you're being very real with you. And I think that's such an incredible energy because so many of us, so many of us go through life, right? On autopilot. We we react without thinking, we do things without thinking, or we do things because they're trendy, or we do things to fit in, or we do things just because everyone else is doing it and it looks cool. But I think you're really, really stepping out of that state and you're coming into a place where you're only going to do things that actually have meaning to you or that have reason to you. So you're not the kind of person who's going to go to the gym, who's going to go to the gym just because every other person is doing it and it looks cool. But you have your reasons for doing it. You have your clear why. Maybe you want to be fit and healthy when you're in your 50s, or maybe you want to be stronger or even look better, right? But you have like very definitive reasons as to why you're doing the things that you're doing in life. And I think because of that, you're coming into this place of more fulfillment because knowing your why, knowing the why you do what you do is the key to fulfillment. And it's very likely that you're now stepping into this period where you're questioning your whys, especially when it comes to a greater purpose in this lifetime. Like, why are you here on this earth? What is your soul's mission? What were you here to do or to achieve? And I think in the next 3 months, you're sort of further diverging down that path, looking for the answers that you need. And you're getting very clear about your intentions and you're moving with intention. And I'm also hearing for someone like, why are you here? Like, why are you here at this reading? Was there a specific message that you were hoping to get? There's someone who needs to ask themselves that question, like, why are you watching a tarot reading? Or why are you watching this tarot reading specifically? Or why do you want to know what's going to happen in the next 3 months? So that could be significant for you. And with resolve here, it's so beautiful because I think with resolve, you're also coming in the next 3 months, you're coming into a place where you're going to see results, you're going to see resolutions, you're going to see the answers that you've been seeking. And if you felt like perhaps there's been a bit of an uphill battle, or you've been striving to achieve something, in the next 3 months, you're going to see that you're gaining that results. Like she's made it to the top. Your sense of boldness and determination, you not backing down in the face of obstacles, it's getting you to where you need to be. It's getting you to a place a lot higher. It's getting you to a place where you cannot be touched or cannot be disturbed anymore. You're resolving a lot of, I think, inner conflict as well, or inner confusions, I want to say. Or you're fighting against your own demons, your own shadows, and I think you're coming out on top in the next 3 months. It's this sense of winning, the sense of overcoming something really huge in our lives, the sense of feeling on top of the world. And it's a really good feeling. So if this resonated for you, then let's get into your tarot. Okay, Spirit. So what's happening for pile two in month one? What's happening for pile two in month one? How about month two? And can we have a look at month three? Okay. Just want to make sure you can see all of this. Great. And let's get your oracles now. Month one. Okay, pile two. So let's have a look at your month one. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. The moon's reflection, accept responsibility. Okay, straight up what I'm getting here is in month one, you're perhaps acknowledging how you have been neglecting yourself or how you've been neglecting, I want to say, responsibilities towards yourself. So you may have been like very on top of your game when it comes to serving other people, whether it's at your job or whether you're a parent or a child to someone. And I think while you may have been on top of your game serving others or serving other practical reasons, you're coming to this realization in which you may have neglected yourself, the responsibility when it comes to yourself. So whether it is about taking care of your health or sticking to your routines, it could be something as simple as getting your skincare done every night, right? Or getting your daily water intake, even. Perhaps you're realizing how you've given so much of yourself away to other things, other people, that you've not felt inclined to give more to yourself because you've been so tired, you've been so depleted. You're acknowledging that perhaps you've neglected yourself in some ways, you've neglected your routines or your self care practices, even. You've not been bringing your A game, even. And that's no reason to shame yourself. And that's no reason to shame yourselves, my loves, because I think we all have bad moments. I think we all need a break sometimes. And that's another thing you have to question yourself. Like, have you given yourself a break lately? Like, have you taken a day off just to do nothing, just to rest without a million thoughts running in your mind? I think that's the sense of you getting back into your routines, especially ones that concern yourself. The routines that have nothing to do with work or other people or our responsibilities towards the other things we've invested ourselves in, right? And I think you're just stepping into this place where you're finding more time for yourself. There may be a need to lessen your priorities elsewhere so that you can focus more on your own needs. There may be a need for you to just take time to completely rest because you don't realize how depleted you are. And there may be a need to acknowledge that there are certain things that we have been neglecting that now needs to be addressed. And I think in month one, you're resolving quite a bit of things that you perhaps have overlooked or you were just not able to handle at the time, maybe because you've had a lot going on, whether mentally or physically, right? And we're resolving the things that perhaps we have delayed or we have procrastinated, even the things that we've pushed aside, that we've said that, oh, we're going to do it later, whether that's like, oh, cleaning or joining the gym or whatever that we have intended to do and we've not been fully able to invest ourselves in it. We're now finding the time to put ourselves into it and to restructure our lives and to re-question what truly is important to us and what can take a backseat now and what requires the most attention from you at this point in time. And I think you're going to realize that what is most important now, it's you taking care of yourself, you filling in your own cup, you managing all the responsibilities that are related to you first before you can start serving others. So if you've been giving too much of yourself to a job or to a relationship, to a family, to another cause, a project, a busy lifestyle, I think it's time, you're going to realize it's time to take a step back and just find time for you and time to just rest. Now let's look at month two. We have the Eight of Swords with the card that says, do nothing. Oh my God, weren't we just talking about this? Okay, my loves. I think you really need to be comfortable with nothing happening My loves, I'm getting the sense that you are definitely not the kind of person who enjoys doing nothing. Perhaps you pride yourself on being productive, on being overproductive even. You pride yourself on being able to get so many things done in maybe even a short period of time. Um, but perhaps there's this sense of like shame or guilt that when you're not doing something, or that when you're not doing something that is considered conventionally productive, um, that must mean that you're wasting time, or you're not going anywhere with it. It's useless, right? You're doing nothing. And perhaps things like rest even might almost seem like it's laziness, or it's unproductive, or that you shouldn't indulge in too much of it. And it's also very likely that you might be someone who's very uncomfortable in periods where nothing is really happening on the outside. Like things may not be making a lot of progress, or nothing eventful is really happening. So you just have a mundane day to day routine. Things aren't changing. And I think you might at times find yourself struggling in those kind of situations. Like, why isn't anything more happening? Why am I not moving forward? That sense of like, if nothing big is happening on the outside, then therefore that must mean that you are stuck, or that you are not progressing in life, which is so untrue, right? Because even when you're resting, you are doing something. When you're taking moments of stillness to just sit with yourself and just be in the present, you are doing something. You're connecting to yourself. And perhaps you've never really seen it as something that was worthwhile or worth your time. But I think in month two, you're confronting a lot of these beliefs that you've created for yourself. The belief that if you're not productive, if you're not constantly on the go, if you're not constantly achieving or getting something done, then therefore you must be wasting your time. And I think you're realizing how wrong that may be. But I think you're also realizing that it's okay sometimes to just sit back and relax and just observe life as it happens. Be an active participant of life, but without needing to switch anything, or needing to do something, or needing to make something happen. I think while you might while you might struggle with it, you're probably getting into this space where you can find more peace with stillness. You can find more peace with things not getting resolved overnight. You can find more peace with just being in your own company. And I think this would also be applicable to maybe a certain situation, or a certain problem, or something that you've been hoping would get resolved, and perhaps you couldn't find the peace, or you tell yourself you can't find peace until it's resolved. But that's changing. You're starting to realize that you don't have to have all the answers right now. Not everything needs to be fixed right now. And perhaps the anxiety that comes with it is slowly dissipating as you learn how to just be still and observe life and let things flow. And that's so beautiful, my love. I think that inner peace people would die for, honestly. It's the peace of that feeling of we're just okay with being in our own presence. We're okay with being still. We're okay with life moving at its own pace. I think it's an amazing gift that not many people get to tap in or access in a lifetime. And I think in month two, you're getting so much closer to that. So let's have a look at month three for you. Okay, so in month three, we have the Page of Pentacles in the upright. And we have the card that says Focus. So month three, my loves, makes me feel like you might be stepping into something new. With the Page of Pentacles, it's definitely like something in your 3D world. So it could be like somebody starting a new job. They're learning something new. They're starting a new course. They're going to university, or they're starting a new personal project of sorts, whether it's business or it's a hobby. I feel like in month three, something is having a lot of your attention. So you're coming from this place of like stillness where nothing is happening, where you're learning how to be comfortable with nothing happening. and then moving into a period where something has gotten your interest, something has gotten your attention, something is requiring your time and your investment. And it's going to be something that takes a lot of your focus. It's going to take a lot of your time. It seems like it's something you're very eager to do, something you're very excited, something you're looking forward to. I'm getting this energy of someone who's, when you're working, but then it doesn't feel like work. So you're like consistently working for hours because you love what you do so much. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting with this. So you're starting something new that really excites you and that it's getting so much of your attention. And I feel like you're putting 101% into it. Even if it feels like it's something new and something that you're not really expert at, but you're really eager to grow within this field or whatever this thing is that you're doing. I suppose for some of you, it could even be a relationship though. But for most of you, I find that this may be work related or like a hobby, creative pursuit, even. So in month 3, you're probably becoming more action oriented. So fear not if, like, in month 2, you feel like nothing is happening. Sometimes when we feel like nothing is happening, it's really the universe's way of telling us that we need to take a break, we need to rest right now because the period ahead is going to require our full energy. It's going to require a lot of our attention, and it's best that we rest right now. It's best that we prepare for that time ahead. But I think when we are in that situation, it's hard to see it that way until we step into a new busy period and then we start wishing we had more time for rest, right? So when you do find yourself in moments of stillness or where there's nothing much happening, just remember that you're being gifted with the opportunity to rest, to take care of yourself, to prioritize yourself, because sometime in the future, a lot of your energy is going to be required elsewhere. And so, whenever you get that privilege of having time to do nothing but serve yourself, embrace it because you're going to be so thankful that you did. Because I think from month 3 onwards, and we're not looking at month 4 and further ahead, but I think you're going to be stepping into a very, very busy period of your life. There's going to be something that's taking up a good deal of your attention, a good deal of your time. So you will be very thankful that you got to rest, or that you got a period where nothing was happening, or you just got to be chill. So yeah, it looks like you're having a pretty nice, very interesting 3 months. It's a good balance of taking care of yourself and taking a break and then starting something new. I think there's so much happening for you in this 3 months. So I do hope you take care of yourself really well during this time. And that is all the messages I have for you. So thank you so much for being here. If this video did resonate with you, feel free to leave a comment below or like this video or share, and subscribe if you want to. So thank you again once more for being here. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this piece of paper here, this is going to be your reading. So before we get into your tarot, let's have a look at your oracle cards. We have card number 17 that says the Fates. And then we have this card here that says melting. All right, beautiful. So with the Fates coming out, my loves, I'm almost wondering if the next 3 months for you are very fated. It's very destined. Whatever is going to be unfolding for you in the next 3 months is things that are meant to happen for you in this lifetime. Things that you may perceive out of your control, but they were things necessary for you to experience because you've agreed before coming into this world that you were going to experience these things and you were going to move on this specific path, right? And I'm a firm believer in the fact that we do create our own reality and that we shape a lot of our own reality. But there are just some things in life that are destined to happen, that we have no control over and that we don't necessarily get to choose. And I don't see this as being a bad thing at all, honestly. I think with the Fates, it's you're stepping into your destiny. You're stepping into your destiny. You're stepping into what your soul wants to do in this lifetime. And perhaps in the next 3 months, you might find yourself moving in a direction that perhaps you had not had anticipated, but it's sort of like unfolding for you in its own way. So maybe you're getting like random opportunities, or you're getting a random like call to move in a very specific direction, or things are just happening sort of outside of you. I'm feeling a lot of energy that is not necessarily you initiating these changes or you taking conscious actions, but it's sort of like things are happening for you. um, Opportunities are coming your way, things are shifting on your outer world. And for you, my loves, I think what you might really be doing in the next 3 months is really just following that call, following the changes, right? And not resisting it, being open to the possibilities that life is giving us. And interestingly enough, with the melting card actually talks about surrender. It talks about choosing not to struggle. It's talking about ease, falling into a place of ease, um, no resistance, right? And I could totally see this as being someone who's like even falling in love. We're not resisting that feeling, right? We're just letting it happen. We're allowing for ourselves to experience those emotions, even if a part of us is afraid or a part of us is unsure or uncertain. So I think in the next 3 months, a lot of things for you, like if this was the tarot, I would be seeing it as the major arcana. Like things are happening for you, things are moving towards you, things are pushing you towards a certain direction. There's not a lot of conscious changes initiated on your part, but there are changes happening that are meant to happen for you in this lifetime. So you're stepping into a very spiritual, a very important period of your life where necessary shifts that are meant to happen are happening for you. Okay, so let's get into your tarot now. Okay, so pile one, how we're going to do this is we're going to lay out cards month by month for you. So we're looking at month 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Let me just make sure you can see this on screen. All right. So Spirit, what is happening for pile 3 in month 1? Month 1. And how about month 2? What's happening for pile 3 in month 2? And month 3? What is happening for pile 3 in month 3? All right. Let's get you some oracle cards before we reveal these. Pile 3. Let's look at your month 1. We have the Judgment in reverse, as well as this card that says watch for the signs. Ooh, interesting. So the Judgment in reverse can sometimes talk about not seeing things clearly, not having proper judgment of a certain situation in our lives, or maybe just not having like a clear idea of what we're supposed to do next, where we're supposed to move forward, how we're supposed to move forward. The judgment in reverse can also talk about sometimes us being overly critical of ourselves. So I wonder if you've been in this place where maybe you're a little harsh on yourself because you don't have everything figured out yet, or you don't exactly know what to do next or where to go next. Or perhaps you're even judging yourself for not being far ahead enough in life, or not feeling a certain way, not being content, not being happy. And maybe you have this expectation of yourself that you need to be doing better, you need to be feeling better. And I think in month 1, my loves, with this watch for the signs card, I think you're getting a lot of signs and synchronicities and messages from a higher power, from the divine, to show you the way forward. Especially if you're feeling like you're in a time where you cannot trust your own judgment, or you don't know what's right and what's wrong, or you don't know what's best for you at this time, I think in month one, you're getting very clear signs around you to show you what exactly you need to do. So that may come in the form of like people you're meeting. Like pay attention to the things they say. Are they talking about a certain place or a certain opportunity? Could be anything, right? It could be so random. Like somebody could just tell you, like, "Oh, hey, I'm investing my money in this place, that," and then you come to realize, like, "Hey, that's actually a pretty good place to put my money," and then you proceed to put your money there, and it works out for you well, right? I mean, obviously, be discerning of who you trust, but I think your intuition will do a good job at telling you what you should listen to or what you shouldn't. You might be receiving, you might be seeing a lot of confirmation in terms of like repeating numbers to indicate that you're on the right path or that there's a specific message for you. So, if you're feeling up to it, whenever you see like an angel number, feel free to look it up and see what messages are coming through for you. So, in month one, my loves, if you're feeling so uncertain, unable to trust your own self, or unable to decide where to go from here, worry not, because I think you're getting very, very clear signs from the universe on what you need to do next and where you need to go next. So pay attention to all the signs, pay attention to your dreams, most importantly, pay attention to what you hear, like on media, on television, on the radio, or what people are telling you. I feel like you're getting messages from like the most random sources in the random places, but it's going to guide you to where you need to move next. So if you've been unsure, I do hope you understand that everybody goes through these phases where either we're just going on autopilot and nothing much is really happening, we're not making any drastic changes, or you just feel like you really don't know what you're supposed to do next. I think we all go through phases like that, and you don't have to have everything figured out. So I'm sending you so much love. If you feel like you're a little bit stuck or a little bit lost at this time, just know that if you ask for the answers, if you ask for specific signs from your guides, or from the universe or from God, just know that it will show up for you. So yeah, that would be another message too. So if you feel inclined to ask for a certain sign or for confirmations, do that. All right, so let's have a look at your month two, pile three. So for month two, you have the Nine of Wands in reverse with this card, the Truth. Nice. So for month two, my loves, I feel like you're coming into a deeper place of, number one, honesty with yourself, confronting something, being very clear about something. This may come like from an outside sort of influence where we're finally being shown something, and now we know the truth of a situation, so we know how to act in accordance, and we're no longer resisting that situation. But this could also be like an internal realization where we're realizing something about ourselves or our situation in the present, and perhaps how we've held ourselves back. But now we're letting go. We're letting go of any sort of resistance, because we're coming into a place of brutal honesty with ourselves. And I think that is one of the most self-loving and self-compassionate things that we can do for us, when we're getting really real with ourselves, and we're not standing in our own way, we're not blocking our own blessings. I think there's a good sense of acknowledgement coming for you in month two, an acknowledgement about how you feel, about where you're at in life, about where you actually want to go in life. And I think sometimes those deeper parts can be a bit scary, right? Especially when you have to acknowledge that you no longer want to do a job that you've been doing for the past decade, or you no longer want to be with certain people, or maybe you want to do something new that is extremely scary because you've not taken any step towards that direction before. But I think in month two, my loves, you're coming into this place where you can be really, really honest with yourself, about what you want and about your purpose and about what matters to you. And for some of you, I'm also seeing that a truth of a certain situation on the outside could be revealed to you. So if you've been unsure about something, in your life, about maybe about another person, or or any kind of situation in your life where you feel like you needed more clarity, I think you will be getting that truth out in month 2. I'm getting like this scenario of someone who's like on probation in their job, and you're wondering if the company intends on keeping you for longer, or if you're going to be at this company permanently, and then in month 2 you're getting your answer for that. Obviously this could be very different for all of y'all, but it's also possible, like if someone in your life has been hiding something, or there are people who you felt like were being shady, or maybe not even shady, maybe you just felt like they were not very forthcoming with certain kind of answers. It's very likely that in month 2 you're getting that clarity, and I think with that clarity you are better able to pace your next steps. You're able to decide where you want to go next. But I think most importantly, with the clarity you're getting, you're letting go a lot of resistance. It's becoming easier for you to just accept a situation for what it is, and then decide your next moves from there. It's a feeling of peace. It's a feeling of, oh, we're no longer fighting. Okay, this is what it is. We can see it clearly now. It's a feeling of no longer being confused by certain situations. It's a sense of, okay, I can breathe now, I can relax now, and that's so beautiful, right? Because maybe you've been like in fight or flight mode, or you've just been very tense around a lot of things because perhaps you felt like things were not necessarily going smoothly, or they were not predictable. But now you're coming into a place where you can see things clearly. I think you're getting a higher perspective, a higher view of a certain situation in your life, or many things in your life, right? You're getting very clear with where you need to go or what you want to do. So yeah, right. So let's look at your month 3, my loves. So in month 3, we have the world, and we have the card that says slow it down, moonstone. So beautiful. I think this is a nice sort of progression from the judgment to the world. So in month 3, my loves, it feels like you're wrapping up this whole cycle of uncertainty. I sense a deep feeling of peace coming to you in month 3, a sense of closing out certain things in life, and we feel like we can just put it behind us now, and we're onto the next thing, right? With slow it down, I'm getting a literal meaning of you just finally being able to slow down. You're not rushing. There's not like 101 things on your to-do list. There's not like 101 things running through your mind constantly. It's like you've closed out that chapter behind you, and now you're just embracing more quiet time. You're embracing more stillness. I think you have an understanding of what you want, but you're also not rushing that process. Like you understand that, or you truly believe that things are going to happen in an amazing way, things are going to play out so beautifully for you, but it's not meant to be rushed. Like it's going to happen in its own timing. And I think you're coming into a very deep space of acceptance of that, right? And the best part about it is that you feel so at peace. Like it's like you can enjoy life without waiting for the next thing to happen, or without waiting for something new to begin. It's that sense of, I get to enjoy just being here. I get to enjoy my time on this earth. I get to bask in stillness, in meditation. I get to just be instead of constantly doing things. I get to be so relaxed and enjoy everything that's around me. I'm getting that sense of someone who's stopping to smell the roses, right? So beautiful. They're just enjoying everything around them. They're enjoying all of the little things, like their morning coffee, or their walks with their dog. So it's so cute. And I think in month 3, you're just coming to a place of peace, really. You're coming to a place where your responsibilities feel lighter too. So I wonder if in month 2 or prior, you might be deciding to let go of some things or certain habits, or you're deciding that you no longer want to do certain things, or you no longer want to hold on to certain responsibilities. So in month 3, you might also be finding a lot more free time for yourself. or less of a commitment to other people as well, and having more resources for yourself. In month 3 is when you finally feel so ready to surrender to a higher power, to not resist anything, to completely embrace the sort of guidance that is coming your way, to embrace the opportunities that are coming your way. And if you've had a very fixed view of how you wanted your life to play out, I think by the time you hit month 3, you're coming to this understanding that perhaps life has a lot, much more bigger plans, much more abundant and beautiful plans for you. And I think you're coming to a place where you can trust that more, and perhaps trust that you didn't have the best judgment of what you thought was best for yourself. And that's always a very profound realization, right? Because sometimes the expectations we set for ourselves can be from a place of pain or a place of woundedness, because we might be wanting or we might be craving the things that we didn't have once. So that might be bare minimum even, right? Like, oh, I want a partner that is caring and loyal, maybe because we didn't have that in the past. But perhaps the standards that we've set for ourselves were maybe just bare minimum, or they were not that great to begin with. Or perhaps we didn't have much exposure to how good life could be. So the bar we set for ourselves was very limited to the perceptions that we've had throughout our life experiences, right? And I think by month 3, you're coming to realize that there's so much more you didn't know or you didn't realize, and that there's so much more that's possible for you, and that you can have a lot more. And I think you're learning to trust the universe. You're really trying your best to trust your spirit guides, or to trust God or a higher power, knowing that they're going to bring you to a place that is far more amazing than you could have envisioned for yourself. And I think moving forward, I think beyond this 3rd month, you're going to find yourself having so much more faith in a higher power, being able to slow down and receive messages and allow yourself to be guided, because you're coming to accept that perhaps you don't know everything, and sometimes you don't know what's best for you, but the universe knows what's best for you, and they're not going to let you down. And perhaps that sometimes certain things or opportunities were removed from your path because you genuinely deserve better, but you just couldn't see it. But I think beyond this 3 months, you're going to start seeing a lot of that. I'm definitely seeing an increase in a sense of self-worth as well, and an increase in the ability for us to be honest with ourselves and to be real with ourselves without the fear of judgment from others. Being able to acknowledge what we want may not necessarily be may not be what others agree to or support us in, as long as it's not harming anybody else. I think you're finding this ability to choose yourself and to move in that direction to support yourself. And that's so beautiful. I think you're going to have a very amazing 3 months. So if this reading resonated, feel free to comment, like this video, share the video, or subscribe to my channel. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.